Beep beep, everybody. Here we are on Route 36 headed towards Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and we're going to Yoder's Antique Mall. And I've been to this place a couple of times, and I've recorded some earlier videos of going here before. So if you want to check that out, go to my channel and have a look at some of the other antique malls I visited. I try to at least visit one antique mall a month, if not two times. Sometimes it's a different one, and this one's Yoder's Antique Mall, and this opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and today is Labor Day when I'm recording this. Very few antique malls were open that day, but this one was. They're open from 8 to 5 every day of the week, except for Sunday they're closed. And here's the front of the store. And we're going to go right in and have a look at a bunch of stuff, not just baseball cards. Now, there's some vintage cards there in that little blue basket, and I didn't catch that the first time I came through. But there are all these old children's books, and there's all these hockey cards on those 9 pocket pages, plus a bunch of magazines, including Card Collector's Price Guide. There's some comic books there, too. And I'm going to show you a lot more than just the baseball cards this time. I had more time this time to go through here, and we're going to just look and see what other kinds of things are in here. There's a big giant Chef Boyardee beefaroni pillow or something like that. Now this is in the front of the store. And shortly after we'll head on towards the back. And here's a bunch of like different trucks and action figures. So if you're into collecting toys, this will give you some idea of what you might find here. There are all those truck banks. I find those in almost every antique mall I go into. There's some signs over there on the wall. And I did not check any of the prices, so if you ask me, I will not have an answer for you. This is not stuff that I collect. I'm just filming this just for an overall experience. Now, there's an erector set for $65 there. So there's one thing you got to see a price. Further in the store, this is kind of what it looks like throughout most of the store, except for the back room, which has a real tall ceiling in it. And you can see there's all kinds of different things in here. I'm going to just let the camera do the talking for a little bit, and I'll jump right in when I see something interesting. And we're just going to go around the store and look at stuff. And I'm doing a voiceover, by the way, so if you just heard what sounded like a truck, I have no idea if the microphone picked it up. You may have some of those background noises. Now, over here, there are a bunch of bobbleheads and things, Pittsburgh Pirate collectible stuff. I did showcase this in my previous video. I did buy a little statuette, I guess you'd call, of Omar Moreno. And there's a bunch of trucks there, and there is Batman. And here we are in another further room deeper into the building. And there's a lot of glass collectibles back in here, and back in this one booth back here, there's a lot of stuff back in here. You may find something to your liking if you're a toy collector. There are some Star Wars things. It's a real hodgepodge of different things. There's one of those, what do you call them? The big marshmallow man from Ghostbusters. R2-D2, some bottles and glasses up on this shelf. And some more figures. There's a Star Trek figure of Captain Kirk and lots and lots of stuff there. I apologize, my panning skills with the camera are not the best, and maybe I'm going a little too fast. Hopefully you can pause it and get a better look, although I suspect some of this will show up as kind of blurry. And we're heading back out, and this is that back room. Very large room with a tall ceiling, and there's a lot of stuff back here. And if we go over into this one little booth here, they have some baseball cards, some junk wax stuff on the top here. See a box of Score for $5.50. There's some sets, and there's this metal container that is just loaded with all kinds of different things. There's a Milkbone Superstar set from 1993 for $5. Some junk wax packs that I think are about $1 each. I can't quite make that out, but I'm pretty sure it's set $1. There's a Nolan Ryan Coke card. Looks like a mixed bag of cards there for $2.50. So there's all kinds of things to dig through in there. And here we are heading down towards the back of that room, and this is where the one seller that sells baseball cards here. You can see there's a stop sign back there if you're interested in road signs. There's some comic books, Sports Illustrated magazines, a picture of Roberto Clemente, some books, and a bunch of sports collectibles all on these shelves. They generally seem to be Pittsburgh related, football and baseball generally. What I see, there's some Penn State glasses too, and there's a few other different teams mixed in with these. Some action figures, some baseball bats, some tractors, toy tractors and things. Wheaties boxes, a whole bunch of those. Some figurines. I didn't get the prices on them, and I didn't spend time looking very closely at those. I probably should have. Some starting lineup stuff. Baseballs. Racing cars. And over here on this table, we start finding some baseball cards. There's a lunchbox there that caught my eye, although I did not get that. It looks like it was made by Upper Deck. And there are some junk wax packs, some of those smaller baseball card sets that came out in the late 80s. Some jumbo packs of 89 tops were up there. I think they were $7.50 each. And here are a bunch of baseball cards, basketball cards, football cards. I think there's some other sports that you can find in here too, but those seem to be the primary three sports that are represented. This box here has $2 mystery packs, and they are divided up in different sports there too. There's some NASCAR cards back there. And there's a Mark McGwire framed picture, a box of Legos around here, and there seems to be some assorted toys and some books and things. Now, further over in the store, there's this one booth that has all these large signs, and I tried finding the price tag for that Goodyear sign, and I could not find one, so I don't know how much that cost. There's an old Stroman bread sign, some Coke signs, big thermometer there, I guess. This is not an area that I collect in. This is can be quite an expensive hobby collecting these things, and they take up some space, as you can see. pan back to that Goodyear sign, get a sort of closer look from below. There's some photos of baseball players. I think one of them is 250 and one of them is 3. There's a Nolan Ryan book and some other sports-related book-like stuff. I actually was curious about the price of that one thing and couldn't quite get it on camera. It doesn't look like it actually has a price tag on it. So it looks like Bo Jackson is behind that one photo. Now this is up on the second floor. I didn't find any baseball cards up here. So I'm just going to walk around on this floor and show you some of the stuff that's up here. If you want to skip ahead towards the end of the video, you're welcome to do that. But if you want to just have an idea of what kind of things are here in case you collect more than just baseball cards, or you know somebody that collects something and you see something they collect in here, maybe, just maybe, this video will be helpful for somebody. That's kind of the goal I'm aiming for when I make these. There's some old trucks, and I don't even know what these are, but they are definitely from back in the day, before I was born, I think. There's some trains. A Walmart truck back there. Boy, that was a fast spin. I'm getting dizzy. These dressers are pretty neat. They're kind of in the design of large trucks, and if you look at the handles on the windows, they're side sort of like on an angle like a windshield wiper. I thought that was a pretty neat design there that whoever created them did. Some license plates, if you're into that, there's some of those there. Yeah, I might be going a little too fast here. Bunch of books. Yeah, I am panning way too fast. Sorry about that. There's a little room back here, a couple steps down. And this is like one long hallway full of stuff. Now, as you can see, there was a fan there. The place was a little warm today. Labor Day in my area, the temperature got up to, I think, 92. This is in central Pennsylvania. We usually don't see temperatures that high this time of the year. Maybe late July, early August, you might see some days in the 90s, but we're seeing more and more of them than we used to. I'm sure that's no big deal for those of you that live in the South, where I know you've been getting multiple days in 3 digits, and I hope you're making it through it all. Now, on that second floor, there's another stairway up to a 3rd floor. And it was pretty hot up here. As you can see, they had fans blowing. And this is not as big as the other 2 floors, but there is a lot of stuff up here too. Again, no baseball cards, no sports cards that I could see. But I'm just going to go through this and let you have a look and see what you might find up here. There's some trains, some built out of wood. There's some Tonka trucks. I think I might have had the cement truck when I was a kid. These look like they date from the 70s to me. But I'm not a collector of them, so I couldn't say. Maybe they date even further back and they were still available when I was a kid in the 70s. Some empty cans of paint thinner. I know people collect that stuff, old cans of things. Typically they collect cans of oil that usually doesn't have the oil in it anymore. But those were some different ones there. And we have just about finished the third floor. We're heading back to the steps. And after this, I believe I'm going to take you down to the front room again, where the seller that had the baseball cards in the back room has two cases up front, which have more pricier items. Again, they cover a wide variety of sports: basketball, football, baseball. There are some vintage and there are some modern. It's a pretty big mix. This is generally where he places cards that are on higher price that you wouldn't want to leave out in the open. They range from, I think, around $10 up to a couple $100. And I think the most expensive card is somewhere to the right there. I'll get to it. But right after this, I'll show you what I got here. I didn't buy as much as I usually buy here this time, but this graded 4.5 Nolan Ryan is for $230. So stay tuned and I'll tell you what I got here. Alrighty, now let's go over the things we found at Yoder's Antique Mall. I didn't buy as much as I usually buy when I go there. It just happens sometimes, the roll of the dice. Sometimes you just don't find as much stuff. So I got these $2 mystery packs, and let's just see what's on the top and back of these. But we'll open up these in another video. We have a Star Quest. Not sure who's on there. Sorry about that. And Matt Mangini on the back. That's numbered 149 out of 1500. I have no idea who that is, so this will be an interesting one to open up. Topps Chrome Aaron Judge is on the front. Ronald Acuna Jr. on the 92 design from 2021. Topps is on the back. We got a Bryson Stott rookie card on the 87 Topps design from last year's set. And SMLB 16, what's that? Stars of MLB, Julio Rodriguez. Also, that's from this year. I don't think I have that one, so that'll be a nice one to open. A Nick Castellanos rookie card on the front of this mystery pack. And on the back is Ian Anderson from one of the modern Chronicles Pinnacles sets. We got a Chris Bryant. I've seen this before. I don't remember what this set is called. It's one of the Topps insert sets from some years back. Luis Gil's on the back. Stars of MLB rookie card, Jarren Duran. I may already have that. I don't know, but I thought I'd pick it up. Julio Rodriguez 2023 Series 1 is on the back of that one. We have a Jazz Chisholm rookie debut card, I think from 2021 update. And Miguel Vargas is on the back of that one. Spencer Torkelson rookie card from Panini Threads. And on the back is Gregory Polanco from some set from 2012. And a season ticket Contenders Optic 2022 of Bryce Harper. Not sure what kind of a parallel that is. And on the back is a Nolan Gorman, I believe, rookie card from Heritage. So we'll open up these mystery packs in another video, so stay tuned for that. I bought this set somewhere in the middle of the video. That was digging through what looked like a metal rectangular container that had various junk wax packs in it. I found this in there. It's a 1993 limited edition Milk Bone Superstars, and I think I've seen these before. I've never owned any myself, so I thought I'd grab this. It was only $5. It's baseball players pictured with their dogs. And since I'm a big fan of dogs, I thought I'd get that. And I thought $5 was a pretty good price for that. So let's go over the singles. And again, I did not buy as much as I usually do. My total pre-tax price was $43. I think total was $45 some change. We got a Corey Seager from 2014 Bowman. This is like a, let's see, TP. I forget what that means. Top prospects. These were like pre-rookie cards, you could call them. And we got another Corey Seager from Bowman Chrome. This is Bowman Chrome Prospects, BCP. That's from 2015. I got those for $2 each. Trey Turner rookie card from Allen and Ginter 2016. Got that for $3. 1970 Topps National League strikeout leaders. We have Fergie Jenkins, Bob Gibson, and Bill Singer on there, and I got that one for $2. And Fergie led the league with 273, and Bob Gibson was just behind him with 269. And here are your strikeout leaders in the National League, all the way down to some fellow named McAndrew at 90, just behind Clay Carroll. 1954 Bowman, Ned Garver. I think I got that for $6. I thought this was in pretty good shape for how old it is. There's some corner damage down here, but otherwise the card looks really sharp. Ned Garver was a pretty decent pitcher back in the day. I should have looked up his statistics before I started filming this, but I didn't. But I believe he was a 20-game winner a couple times in his career. Not sure how long he played. I think he played from the 40s to the early 60s. You can add, if you know more about Ned Garver and you want to share down in the comments, please feel free to do so. And the last thing I picked up was this 1975 Topps Willie McCovey for $5. And this one is in pretty sharp condition for a 1975 one. There's a little bit of wear on each of the four corners. Barely noticeable, I'd say. I'd say this is probably I would say this was in near mint condition. That's what the back looks like. It looks pretty sharp. I think there might be a little something here that might be a remnant of a little bit of wax stain or something, but it's just one little spot, and I think I might be able to sort of get rid of that with a microfiber rag. I'll try it, doing it gently. I usually use the microfiber rags to get fingerprints off of chrome style cards, but it can be useful for some of these cardboard ones if you have like a little piece of fuzz stuck to it and you don't want to use your hand to get it off with. You can gently use a microfiber rag to remove those little things like that. I've never tried removing a wax stain. Apparently you can use a pair of pantyhose to do that. One of these days I'm sure somebody out there has a video for that, and I'll have to have a look at it and maybe try it on some of the common cards from the 70s I have that have them, just to see how it goes and if it's even worth the effort. I suspect it'll make the card more presentable, but it won't entirely get rid of it, because I think I have come across some cards in the past that look like they've had an attempt at removing it, and there always seems to be something a little bit left on it. It makes the card nicer looking, but I think grade-wise, if you were to send it into one of the grading companies, I'm sure they'd still notice that there was one there, and they will likely subtract for that. So that is what I got at Yoder's Antique Mall, and like I said, this store was open on Labor Day, and we went out there, and they open at 8 a.m. They're open every day of the week, except for Sunday, and I think their hours are 8 to 5, and which is unlike most antique malls, because most antique malls in my area open up at 10, and this one opens up at 8. So if you're going to do a tour of a bunch of antique malls in sort of like west central Pennsylvania, that's probably one you want to start at if you want to start early in the day, and then after you go through that one, because it's a rather big one. Altoona is not that far away, where they have Duncansville Antique Depot. There's a couple antique stores in the DuBois area. I think that if you want to take it even further, there's some big ones out near Clarion, I think. I haven't really explored all the antique malls in that area. A lot of them don't have baseball cards, but this is one that has one seller that has a booth in the back and a case up, two cases up in the front that have stuff in it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Take care, everybody. Beep, beep.